Welcome to our study on idioms describing danger. In this video, we will explore various idioms and their explanations and examples. So, let's dive right in. First, we have the idiom, be caught napping. This means to be unprepared or caught off guard. For example, the security team was caught napping when the thieves broke into the museum. Next, we have caught out on the limb. This idiom refers to having an opinion that is different from most people's and is unpopular. An example would be someone going out on a limb in criticizing their own party leadership. Moving on, we have be led astray. This means to be misguided or influenced in the wrong direction. For instance, someone being led astray by their friends and making a poor decision. Then we have leave well alone. This idiom suggests allowing something to stay as it is because doing more might make things worse. An example would be someone deciding to leave well alone and not engage in an argument after receiving a warning. Next up is panic stations. This refers to a situation in which people feel worried and nervous because things need to be done quickly. For example, 2 weeks before an exam, it's always panic stations as I realize how much I still have to do. Moving on, we have a necessary evil. This idiom describes something unpleasant that must be accepted in order to achieve a particular result. Some people see traffic regulations as a necessary evil for ensuring road safety. Then we have safe and sound. This means completely safe and without injury or damage. For instance, after 3 days lost in the mountains, all the climbers arrived home safe and sound. Next, we have a narrow escape. This idiom refers to barely avoiding a dangerous situation. An example would be a hiker having a narrow escape when they slipped but managed to grab onto a tree branch. Moving on, we have do something by the skin of your teeth. This means to barely accomplish something. For example, someone passing an exam by the skin of their teeth with one more wrong answer, meaning failure. Then, we have be rather close for comfort or be too close for comfort. This idiom describes a situation where you feel worried or frightened because something or someone is too close to you. For instance, a car coming rather too close for comfort as it swerves in front of us. Next up is cut things fine. This means to allow very little time for something. An example would be someone always cutting things fine when submitting assignments but somehow managing to meet the deadlines. Moving on, we have something sets alarm bells ringing. This idiom means something raises suspicions or causes concern. For example, the strange behavior of an employee sets alarm bells ringing, leading to an investigation. Then we have take your life in your hands. This idiom refers to engaging in a very risky or dangerous activity. For instance, climbing a steep mountain without proper gear is like taking your life in your hands. Next, we have your life is in someone's hands. This means that someone has control over your safety or well-being. An example would be during surgery, where you trust that the surgeon has your life in their hands. Moving on, we have hang by a thread. This idiom suggests that a serious situation is very uncertain, and even a slight change can decide what will happen, with a bad result likely. For example, the project's success was hanging by a thread after the key team member resigned. Lastly, we have on a knife edge. This means being in a difficult or worrying situation of which the result is very uncertain. For instance, a business being on a financial knife edge and facing the possibility of bankruptcy. Thank you for joining us in this study on idioms describing danger. Remember to enable subtitles for a better learning experience.